What's happening, guys? Welcome to Storytime Slots. Casinos are very tight these days. What should we do about it? What are our options? As people that love to go to casinos and play and have fun, what can we do with these circumstances? Okay? I put out a video a few days ago. If you haven't seen it, I'll put the link in the description of my observations of how gameplay has been over the course of this year and last year. I recommend you guys checking it out. But today I'm going to talk to you guys about our options. What do we do if we enjoy it? If we enjoy going to casinos, we don't want to stop. That's our routine. Once a week, it's a time away from home. Why do we go to casinos? For some people, it's to relax. For some people, it's to just get away from everyday life, for a couple of hours a week or once a month. Judging from the results we're getting this year and how horrible it's been, not even getting good line hits or bonuses, so we can continue to play and continue to have fun on a modest budget, right? I'm not talking about nothing outrageous, on a modest budget. Most of us go with that kind of bankroll. We don't take thousands of dollars, max 1,000, maybe 1,500, maybe sometimes even less than that, 500 or a few $100. What can we do to last with what's going on now? Is it tougher for us to last and have fun for a few hours, knowing that we might lose and we will lose? That's fine. We're going there to have fun for entertainment, but we want to last. We want to go there and have fun. But lately it's been just depositing and coming out of there broke, or depositing and not getting nothing back, which that just equals to very short gameplay. And that's not fun, okay? See, in the past, before 2024, we used to get some stuff back, some money back, change machines, try our luck on a different machine, but we would get something back to keep us playing. I like to call that playing money, right? Not necessarily a big hand pay. If that happens, great. Once in a while, that would actually happen, where we would actually profit, make some kind of money, but at the same time enjoying and being entertained for a couple of hours. Sure, we walk out of there with money too. That's great, but it's been a thing of the past from my observations. What do you guys think? So what are our options right now? Knowing that these slot machines are very tight at casinos, what should you do? What are you going to do, and what are you doing these days? Well, the first option, obviously, is to stop going, right? But that totally cuts our entertainment. Do you look for other types of hobbies? Do you look for other types of entertainment? That's one option, but that option, it leaves me feeling somewhat empty, because I like going to these places. I don't like losing all the time, obviously, but I actually still like going there. A lot of us still go there, and we still have fun going there. Second option would be to cut back on what you take and play smaller bets, okay? In the past, you would play $2 spins or $5 spins. Play less. Cut your spin in half, so you could last a little longer. These machines are wound up so tight these days that even getting a bonus that doesn't pay as well, we find ourselves very lucky to even get that. That's a rare occurrence these days, right? Cut your budget in half, play your spins in half, don't go crazy. Another option you might have is to just check out YouTube slot videos to get your gambling fix in, all right? A lot of people are already doing this. They gamble so we don't have to, right? I've heard this a lot in the comments. They watch these slot influencers, they get their fix on, they get that dopamine hit. Yeah, you don't win money, you're not the one hitting it, but it's entertaining, Put your headphones on, put the YouTube video on, pretend you're at the casino, save the gas, save the miles, save your tires, save your money, and don't go. Just watch these slot influencers lose. I got a comment from a viewer saying that, well, you know what? Tough luck. These casinos are for big players. The modest, low-level players are not welcome anymore. You know what I say to that? That's a bunch of baloney. If it wasn't for us, if it wasn't for the modest, low-level player, these casinos wouldn't even be in business right now. Okay? It looks like they're catering to the high rollers, the influencers, the whales, people with extraordinary amount of budget, but that's not who frequents these casinos on a regular basis. The modest player frequents them. So they got another thing coming if they think they're just going to ignore the common folk here. Casinos are realizing this. They're making a huge mistake. Look at Las Vegas. Look what's going on there. We enjoy going to casinos. We like the excitement. We like being in the game, in the hunt, being entertained, sitting in front of our favorite slot machine for hours and just having fun, talking to our fellow neighbors, looking at how they're playing, sharing stories. But all that has become slowly non-existent. We go and we just keep losing and losing and losing. Dial back your expectations. I know you guys have already. You go in there with high hopes and you come out of there with crushed dreams. It happens all the time, right? These machines are so inconsistent these days. You hit a bonus, you hit a hand pay, a rarity, right? A hand pay. But when you do hit a hand pay, you go into a next machine and it's like you can't buy that same result to save your life. How many of you guys said to yourself, if only I could have hit just a little more? Why couldn't I just build up on whatever I have now? Why does the machine always have to take after I hit something decent? I always ask myself, why couldn't I just hit just a little more so I'm satisfied and then I'll leave? What ends up happening? We lose everything and we go home with an empty wallet. I've learned a few lessons this year. I've learned to be cautious. I've learned to dial back my expectations on what happens. And when I say that, I mean, expect to lose, take a modest budget. Whereas if you lose that, you just, it's no big deal. But my problem is not that I'm going to lose it and go home. The issue I'm having is the amount of time we're playing. You feel kind of robbed. You feel like, what did I just do? I didn't even get any enjoyment out of this. The machine took my money so fast, I didn't even have fun. Yeah, I had expectations of, hey, I was going to lose today. I came here for entertainment. I came here for a getaway, some time off from home. But that time off was so short because the machine, there was no paybacks. There was no kickbacks. The machine didn't keep us playing. That's my issue. It's short. We don't last. That's my issue here, guys. The casino should realize this and at least give back a little bit. It's interesting to see how this changes next year because the casinos have something to figure out. What is that? Well, the taxes. Okay, people are aware. If you're not, watch my tax video too. I put out a tax video explaining the changes in 2026 for gambling taxes and income taxes. Okay, if you haven't seen that, I'll put the link in the description as well. But the taxes are changing next year. You cannot write off everything that you've lost. Okay, that's a big deal. Especially if you're getting hand pay after hand pay, you're going to get taxed on that 10%, even if you lost more than you won throughout the whole year. Be mindful of this. The reason why I bring this up in this video is because the casinos have some serious things to think about. Okay, a lot of people are not going to go next year because of these new tax changes. They don't want to be on the hook 10%. They don't want to have to worry about it at the end of 2026, how much they're going to pay anymore. So that might influence the common player not to go or not to play slots anymore. You'll go for the table games or whatever. The other thing that's changing is the hand pay amount. $2,000. Are we still going to get those $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 payouts even though the hand pay threshold now is $2,000 in 2026? Will they make these machines even tougher to hit those payouts at $1,200, $1,500, $1,800, $1,900? People are waking up to, hey, we can't win anymore. We're not lasting anymore. Should we even go anymore? And then these tax changes too. I know, guys, it's tough sometimes. It's tough to place small bets because the smaller you play, chances of you hitting something huge are not that great. They're not that great to begin with. Guys were spending $100 a spin yesterday when I was at the casino. They're only getting $1,700, $1,600, $1,400 hand pays. That's like 10, 12, 14 times your bet. That's not a big deal. For them, that's losing a situation. We see people online playing $50 spins, $25 spins, and hitting something nice. You know, it's nice to hit something nice. What would you do with that money that influencer hit? What can you do with that money? Pay some bills, you know, buy that new suit, you know, put a down payment on a car. Never go to a casino because you want to pay your bills, okay? Big mistake right there. But we see these guys hit on YouTube channels, but keep in mind, I always say this, they have the means because they're sponsored. They make money on YouTube as well. They reinvest for the channel, put the money back in, play big bets. That gives them the ability to show you big play. So yeah, man, we're in October already, a few more months left and the year is over. Interesting to see what the changes will be like. My advice to the casinos is, hey, listen to the common, modest player, because we're the ones that count. Remember Vegas, how it used to be all about how a common guy with making just a regular salary can go to Vegas and feel like they're on top of the world, feel like, hey, they're living like kings. The food is cheap. Gambling, we win something actually. We're winning money. Wow, how easy can this be? This was a common occurrence in Las Vegas before, but now it's not. You know, they're not catering to that common, modest player. You know, in their small town, they go to Vegas and they're in the big city winning money, eating like kings and queens on a very budget price. Now the food is skyrocketed, the gambling sucks, doesn't pay out anymore, the room rates are high, the resort fees. Reevaluate your situation, guys, because you're losing customers day in and day out. Yes, these influencers are probably keeping you in business because they're attracting the younger generation to go out there and be like that young guy that's making a lot of money right now on YouTube. People are just waking up to the situation in hand. You know, people are not stupid, you know. You fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Right? All right, guys. Well, we'll see you on the next video. I'm uploading some low-rolling gameplay as of late, just having fun out there, showing you the realities of gameplay, gambling, slot machine play. I'm having fun. I'm producing videos on Storytime Slots. More videos on the way, more storytelling on the way, talking about gaming, casinos, slot machines, fun, gambling content here. So if this is your first time here on Storytime Slots, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, guys. It doesn't cost you a thing. Give me a thumbs up. Hit that bell notification. Be notified when I upload videos. I don't want to influence you guys to go and gamble your inheritance, you know, and feel like crap after. No, I want to influence you guys to gamble responsibly, okay? Still gamble. I'm not trying to say quit gambling, don't gamble at all, this, that. No, because I enjoy it. I sound like a hypocrite if I told you don't do it, because I will still do it. But do it responsibly. Treat it as entertainment. That's important if you enjoy gambling. Now, you also have an option of quitting altogether, and more power to you if you want to go that route. I have nothing against that at all. That's your decision. But for those that enjoy it, for those that still want to go, just be careful out there. Know the pitfalls. You know, treat it as a concert ticket. Gamble responsibly. That's my influencer tip. We'll see you on the next video, guys. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you for watching as always. I really appreciate it. You guys rock and roll always. You know, I do this for you guys. I do this for you guys. And for me, because it's fun. You know, it's fun to make videos. But yeah, keep everything I said in mind. What are you gonna do? Leave it in the comments. Things gotta change, right? Rock and roll.